Hello, everyone. Good afternoon or good morning, depending where you are. Today I'm here with Heleniq Argyrou. Let me correct me if I don't pronounce it properly. She is the founder of Woman of Trust, and she's here to talk with us about mindsets, something really important for the entrepreneur world. Hello, Heleniq. How are you?
Um, Great, Gemma. Thank you so much for joining me with your program and your lives. It's really nice.
So nice to have you here. Are you in the Netherlands now?
So I'm in the Netherlands, yes, but I also work a lot online and internationally, moving around. So sometimes I'm in Cyprus, sometimes here.
Tell us a little about your background so then the people know if they want to ask a question, they know you a little better.
Yes, and if you have questions, really happy to interact today. It's always nice to have the chance to do that. I'm actually originally from South Africa, even though I was born in Zimbabwe. And I have a history in South Africa of about 30 years after that. And then I lived for about 13, 14 years in Cyprus, a little island. Some people don't know it, but it's in BC. And they have an interesting myth connected. Aphrodite was born there, the goddess of creativity and beauty. So I have a mother with that name, and I have a long life, a Greek woman with an international um, experience because I've worked in the world, and I developed something years back. Most people know me for in my career, which was pretty entrepreneurial and innovative, using and rhythm to work with people because I studied clinical psychology. And in the last years, I've been including into my work different ways of understanding performance and success. And we can achieve more in less time, what optimize that.
I cannot hear you too good, Eleni.
Can't hear me?
No, it's not the sound is not too good.
Let me see if I put my earkits on, maybe it will help clear out the distraction.
Okay.
You're working fine. Uh, so
So yes, I hear that you have a four-step formula to do it better, and I'm really curious about your four-step formula.
it's simple. You need to cover four important things to get more successful. And the first one, you can hear me better now, is
Yes.
capacity. And capacity is the first step we all have to be working on to either get more successful business, to elevate your game or go to that next level that people talk about, or even just to live a greater life or live a great. In fact, even now when we face such challenges, we need to work on capacity. That really refers to a few things: your personality and how you deal with challenges, your mindset and how you think about your life, yourself, other beliefs you have, but also all the unconscious stuff that you use in life to sabotage, maybe not get where you want to go. So there's a lot of complex stuff going on there. And then it also includes your heart space. And mindset is one thing, heart space is another. There's lots of science now that talks about working with the brain and the heart together, which is called coherence. And there's some amazing results that people can get when they combine these two forces. So it's not just enough to think differently or learn the strategies and techniques. Capacity means that we also stretch and move out our comfort zones, expand who we are so that we can attract and sustain more in our lives. And then the second step is visibility, and that includes publicity, but I talk visibility refers to the inside method, which is a signature strategy that I've been developing to talk about work that we have to attract. So I just talked about capacity being having courage to step teachers the kind of attitude you need, the feelings that are positive and that are balanced and coherent with the rest of what you say you want. But then you also have to work on this willingness to put yourself, and that's very specifically fashionable now for female leaders who are a lot of personal branding. So for companies, we have to brand the identity of the company so well, or the product or the service, and then a lot of service providers, entrepreneurs, might decide to put that entire business under their own personal name and identity. And that requires you to put yourself out. That's the visibility part. It's how do I get the courage to, how do I do it in integrity and with credibility? Those are steps 3 and 4. So this visibility factor is also about really being able to deal with whatever feedback might come. You know, when you're visible, you might get people that don't like you, the haters.
Yes. And it's a good sign. When you have haters, it's a good sign. People knows you.
Yeah. Creating a reaction in them even.
Yes.
So, but it's kind of hard sometimes too, because people don't know how vulnerable to put themselves out there, how much to be themselves, and then still keep a private life. I think, you know, Gemma, that whole Hollywood celebrity paparazzi thing in American television, we see how hard it is for celebrities with fame. Now that we have personal branding growing, it's a similar kind of thing. It says, how do you deal with your public image and not step out too far and still stay with who you really are, but also not give yourself away totally to the public and to your publicity and your audiences. You know, you need to hold something for your own precious self. I mean, the pressure with social media to try to look perfect, and that's very much what we work on in that area of visibility, is how to manage the right balance between who you really are out there and who you are when you're not perfect, so that others can also relate to you. And the third step is credibility. I mean, nowadays a lot of people call themselves experts when in fact they're not really.
Yes.
People think that having been through something yourself makes you qualify as someone that can teach it to others. And this is what the coaching industry is based on, and I just don't really believe that. I think I've seen enough neuroscience to know that behavior doesn't change because someone else had an experience and tells you how to do it. And you have to align with a lot of things inside of you to actually change things in your life. So working with someone that's credible, and if you're looking at your own formula now, working on your own credibility, is very important to know exactly where you stand, what your market value is, and how you're going to make people understand through your marketing and your copy what you really are able to produce in results, and that those results immediately. You have that and 20 years experience and knowledge doing that. I think that's what qualifies you as an expert. But maybe you've done something really, really well and you've repeated that result for many people, and you don't have 20 years, well, maybe then you could be in a company too. I think we work more selectively, but have credibility to know what real measurability is. And then there's the last step, which is integrity.
Yes.
I think seeing such a big rise of truth marketing, and this buzzword authenticity has been around for so long. Some people are annoyed by it, like me, so I start using the word genuine instead, because it's about being able to also feel no more masks. We used to but now we need to be more real and be who we are. But as I talked about the visibility aspect, it's complicated because you also just can't put your entire self out there. There's so much criticizing people for putting the ate for breakfast on Facebook. That's an example. Like, do we really need to know every single thing about you? And you know, when you say something but you do something different,
that's
that with your respect and appreciation from other people. Maybe they don't really understand your integrity when you're so out of alignment. So being able to become someone who can align what you think, say, and is where you get the most power in life. So that integrity is a kind of commodity nowadays. It's a currency in the market. The more in integrity you are, and the more power you then have to really be genuine and to connect with people and to make a difference and to care but actually care at the same time, not just show that you care. People rise up, they're starting to notice the difference, and they're not going to buy from people who are trying to seduce them, convince them.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's more about all of this, but I think our 4 steps are quite key: capacity, visibility, links to publicity, credibility, and integrity. If you focus on 4 things, learning the business strategy after that, and the business, the outside skills that you learn, but these are the inside
the base.
Side work that we have.
Yeah, this is really important. And do you think there are characteristics of the people that is a really good entrepreneur? Because it's not the same when you work in a company and you have your boss telling you what to do, how to do it, working 9 to 5. Then when you start your business and you have to do everything, any advice for the people that is starting?
So but lots of warning first. I think I've been 23, 25 years now. I never had a job once in television. I used to write television series for relationships, people getting on a dating show, all things.
Interesting.
The independence that it gives you, the freedom of being an entrepreneur. But there really is a lot of challenges. So some research on this and found that really the one, and it's why I teach what I teach and why I mentor entrepreneurs and believe a lot in the work of developing leaders that are and turning into leaders, is because the most important essential quality we have to be successful as entrepreneurs is to work on that personality that deal with the challenges, deal with what we call failure, but is in fact experimentation, because all experimentation, and there's never a one method works version. There's no copy. So you do have the stamina and what I'm calling the growth and heart. So the growth mindset and the heart really align, stretch out of your comfort zone, work on yourself continuously, and so align with how you're really feeling, what's really good for you, what's your special bliss factor, what's your real genius zone, and what are your real talents, maximum. So it goes back to that essential quality of capacity. We have to be developing our capacity. In Lithuania, I was a mentor for social entrepreneurs, and I had the chance to do some research asking the guys over there that run incubators in Estonia and some of the biggest tech startup companies that they are affiliated to, what they think is the most important quality for a startup to really make it or not make it, what makes the difference.
Yes.
And research for what I now teach as well. It's a bit more than mindset. And what they told me, which I totally agree with, is this very important quality of stamina, to be able to stand up once you've fallen down.
Yeah,
and
fallen up.
Many times. I mean, Gemma, you know those.
Yeah, I know.
Well, examples, I put it on a while ago. Oprah, many people to have this rejection before they found the perfect recipe for their business to succeed. And as an entrepreneur, you really do have to think in to manage that. And sometimes that can be very stressful for the body. Now with technology, there's added complexity. We have to deal with our health serious. We're spending so much time using technology. And these are all things that we learn to do with the right support and the right mentoring and the right. But I really think the shortcut is to manage to build visibility as a strength. So
you need to know yourself.
To know
yourself and work in yourself.
Right, that's the capacity part. But to really take that next step is that you have to be able to put what you're doing out there now with free advertising, with publicity, with promotion, visibility, because you could be doing the most amazing thing. But if nobody hears about it
Yeah, that's
regularly, you don't have a business that's and creates enough lead generation. And that's the hardest part, I think. So once you've done the inner work and you can deal with experimenting, that's the next step then, is you have to be able to put your work out there properly.
yeah, it's really important because there are many, many business online. You say there are millions of business. If they don't see you, they don't know you exist.
Exactly. And it's getting because the market's very saturated.
Yes.
Thinking about running a business, I have a little free gift if they want to get that from me. I can also tag the link onto this video.
Okay,
But
you can
it's
put it in the comments.
a piece of research that talks about 5 characteristics that people have when they decide to quit a business or looking for a business and start their own.
Oh, this is really interesting.
To look at, because then you'll see these 5 things, and that will have to do with dealing with the fear, things that we've said now about jumping out of your comfort zone, not knowing that you're going to have everything guaranteed. You have to be able to for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you have to learn also how not to overthink. Just do. Don't think too much because other times you don't do it. Because I know a lot of people that is no, maybe if I do it like this, or I do it like that, or if I do if, and they start with if, and at the end they don't do anything. So I think I don't know how to.
I suffered with myself, and I think another thing that we find in entrepreneurs is they can tend to be very good in creating lots of ideas, and that find very busy. So now comes the psychology of business, which is the area that I train people in, is to understand that business has a certain kind of psychology and be helpful for you to stay so much in your thinking, because you have to do what's called strategic thinking. So have these thoughts going on and on and on and on all the time. You need to have very specific, well-designed, helpful thoughts and plan them out. So to get to that stage, managing all those ideas is one of the biggest problems.
Yes.
Around and say that they have ADD. You know what ADD is, Gemma?
Yes.
Like some of us, we might be very creative entrepreneurs or very creative innovators, and learning to take those ideas and really put them into a strategy and then implement.
Yeah, that's the important thing.
Because I know I'm a creative person and I come from the world of therapeutic work. So going into kind of business-minded thinking,
it's different. It's completely different.
Yeah, absolutely. Overthinking is such a problem. And it creates a lot of adrenaline. Think a lot. And that's exciting. For some people, they get addicted. Keep thinking more and more, because it creates a kind of excitement, fear, inspiration combined biochemically. So we have to learn to hijack that.
Stop. That's enough.
Not plan or overthink it, but plan a strategy and then execute it. And also, then, so kind of overthinking or too much spontaneity of the one, too much of not great. We need to be in this more kind of calm state, have a plan on what we're going to execute, for sure.
Yeah, this is really important. And we have, if we have to give one advice to the people that want to start and they don't know how to start. Imagine that I say, okay, next month I quit my job and I'm going to start. What's the first thing I have to do? What it could
get a Facebook group and start searching. There are many of them, and there are many LinkedIn groups as well. Start researching and really lean back. I call that, like, I'm leaning forward now. So you lean back and look at the view, like the picture at the back of my wall over here. You see, I like to have a bit of a view when I come in here, because this long distance perspective is something we need in order to make good decisions. Sometimes when something's too upfront, like you're desperate to come up with, it doesn't give your mind the kind of perspective that you need to think about things playing out or things unfolding. So when you do a bit of research and you're not attached to an idea, you're still looking at what do all these people in these groups end up doing? What kind of business are they in? Which businesses are working well? What kind of problems are they solving? I mean, this is what a lot of coaches teach, and I think it's very helpful. And I add to it two more things. So first, you really need to look at what is out there in the society, in the community, that people need, cannot find a solution for. So people, the problem. What problem are you really solving?
Yes, this is very important.
Yeah, and it comes in is because you might find 10 problems out there, 20 people trying to fix those problems. That's information for you. So you know, maybe alternative currencies is a very now. Marketing is a very good thing right now. Anything giving people hope and inspiration about their health is a very good thing right now. I'm just giving you some tips. Then you look to, after you've leaned back and looked at that, is really, do you fit into any of those? Is there anything that you can do with problems or solve them in a new way, a better way, or a cheaper way? So you're either going to solve a problem that already exists in a better way, so better quality service, quicker time, maybe a cheaper way. You're going to do it for half the price or less than what's available, so that you have more. Or you've got to be the first one to do it, and that's unique business. Yeah, there's a lot of people doing it the first time, but they haven't done enough testing to see if people really will pay for that, or do they really, really need it? I mean, maybe you think they need it, or maybe they think they need it, but are they going to get up off the couch and go to your site and actually pay for that product?
That's important.
People have all kinds of problems that they never. That's why I'm a psychologist. They're helping, and ourselves, because that's human nature. Things fix, or we don't want to spend the time, or we're not prepared to give up a certain benefit. And then that third thing is really look at why you are wanting to do this. So a lot of people think there's just freedom and an easier solution going online and starting a business, but that's not true. As I've just told you, stamina and mindset, heart coherence, your mind, all working together. A lot of capacity you have to maintain, all the uncertainty, the unknown.
Discipline.
Not so easy. So, adventure, but you have to be realistic and know that there's a lot of unknown uncertainty as you start, to be ready for that. So you ask why. And here's the one that I add to it that a lot of coaches don't ever talk about, is who. Who are you really? Because if you're going to be or you're going to start a business, right now, it's not enough to just solve the problem quicker, cheaper, or do it first. Also got to do is you've got personal branding and know and why you solving that problem makes you more unique to buy from or to work with. And that's the kind of defining subtle point right now that's making a big difference. Like in my industry, there are what people call competitors, but I don't see it like that. Other people offering a similar service, and others would go to that coach or that trainer or that psychologist or that business trainer because they do it in a very special way, different to me. And that is magnetism, attraction that you have. So when you know more about what makes you unique, what makes you special, yes, you want to solve that problem. Yes, you have the skills for it. What's unique about you?
And you need to connect with the people too.
Exactly.
If you don't like the people, you don't like to work with them. They can have the best project, but if you don't connect, that's right. Really
Something.
interesting. Thank you, Heleniq. Really, really interesting.
Thank you. It's been also lovely to see that in you, because I think you also have a very specific style as a marketeer and as someone that I've
Yes.
had a few meetings with and interactions with. You put people at ease, you're very relaxed when you're working with them or talking with them or consulting with them. And sometimes other coaches don't do that. They're actually more serious and more professional and maybe a bit more cold. They're a bit more connected. So this is the style of each individual that you want to.
Yeah, that's true. I try to be myself. And if I have to make a joke, I make a joke. And I'm the way I am.
You can work
So,
like that because you're comfortable and
yes. And
important
then
for everybody.
I'm real.
Yeah, exactly. And they still have to figure out what that quality is. They need to do some work on themselves to be able to confidently say and be who they
Yes.
really, what they really believe in, and have that communicate in their market messages with their product or service.
Yes, it's really important. Okay, thank you very much, Helene. You want to add anything else?
Just want to let people know that I think this is a very important time for us to be stepping up and stepping out.
Yes.
When you step out, it means you don't necessarily have to follow what everyone's doing.
Yes,
And when
that's true.
it means you make a choice, an action, you take an action to actually elevate yourself, ascend or to upgrade or to take that next step to another level. And we are facing very uncertain times and lots of challenges, but inside that, I always say adversity is the mother of invention.
Yes.
There is an time for action. People are really listening, and you yourself are listening to what is next for you. So it could be that you need to stretch a little bit or learn a few more new things or a courageous step out away from what everybody else might be doing, up into what it is that you've always really wanted. And I think this is an important time to do that. So this is what I call epic leadership. And I'm very interested to work with anybody that considers themselves a pioneer or a leader for the future, or anyone who feels born to wake up the world right now. Those are the kinds of people that I end up supporting and elevating into different projects. So if any of you out there feel like this is you, or that this is a time you really feel you can support others through with your product or service, I would love to spend 20 minutes with you in a discovery session and just see if I can help you in some way. And it's an offer to anyone in your network, Gemma, or anyone on this page.
Yes. If you want, you can put your email or your webpage in the comments, and then the people can check your webpage and connect with you.
And then let's have a chat, because I really think we need as many leaders for this time as possible. Thank you, Gemma. That's all I wanted to say, is that step
thank
up.
you very much. Yes, always. Thank you very much for being here, and hope to see you soon.
Thanks, everybody. Take care. Thank you, Gemma.
Bye, everyone. Ciao.